Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. And if you are in the US, then this is the beginning of Memorial Day weekend, which is also kind of the beginning of summer. So all in all, a good weekend. Yes, I hope that you guys are have good plans. I hope the weather is good wherever you are. I hope you're able to remember why we celebrate Memorial Day and just keeping all of those that have gone before us, that have served for us in memory as we go throughout Memorial Day, but also enjoy some time with friends and family. That's what I'm going to be doing. But I hope the weather's nice so you can go outside and do all those fun outdoor activities that kind of are synonymous with the holiday. Okay, so today I have kind of a short and sweet-ish, we'll see how long I jab, video for a good sewing project. If you're looking for a sewing project for this weekend, especially if you have the long weekend, I've got a good sewing project for you that's, I think, gonna take you through the summer months. I'm very pleased with mine. But before we get into that, today is Friday, which means we have a Feature Friday pattern for Love Notions, and today it is the Sabrina Slims. This is a knit. I think maybe you could do a stretch woven. You just need to have your percentage of stretch correct, but it is, I've made it in knits, always in Ponte knits, pull-on pant, but it is a straighter leg, like a cigarette style pant. I have a pair that I made in a plaid Ponte that I wore all winter long, last winter and this past winter. So the previous winter and then this winter we just had. Anyway, it's a great little pattern. You can make it with pockets, without pockets. I made my mom a pair as she was going through her chemo and stuff back in the fall, and she wore those a ton as well. So that is $5 today only, so you definitely want to go and grab that if you don't have it in your catalog already. You can use the code CAT10. That will get you an additional 10% off the sale price, so you want to make sure you grab that. Okay, let's get into today's video. So this is, today we're going to be talking about the Paper Theory Zadie Jumpsuit. This is the pattern here. I'll pop a picture of it so you can see it a little bit better. This pattern's been around for a while. I've seen a lot of iterations of it over on Instagram and on YouTube, different sewing YouTube channels. I mean, it's been a crowd pleaser for quite a while. I just had never bitten the bullet to get the pattern. But let's see, last winter, I guess. I'm a Minerva ambassador, and they sent out an email to a lot of the ambassadors wanting to know if they would like to sew up one of their kits. So Minerva does each month a kit where they pair a pattern with a few different of their fabrics. They have people make it up so you can kind of see it, and then it's just easy. You've got everything in the, underneath the post where you can just click add to cart, and you can add everything for that particular project into your cart to make it yourself. So April's pattern, is that right? Yeah, April's pattern was the Zadie, so I did make that up. I'll put a link to my post if you're interested in seeing the post over on Minerva down below. But I will link, I'll go ahead and link the pattern and the fabric and everything in the description box as well if you don't care about seeing the post, so that you can see everything that I've used for this. But anyway, I was sent the kit, which included the pattern, the fabric, needles and thread for this one. This is a very simple pattern to make this up, and I am just so stinking pleased with it. It is such a fabulous little pattern, and I made it to go into my spring capsule. So if you watched my spring capsule plans video, of which I have kind of a wrapping up spring with my outfits of the week on Tuesday. That'll be popping up on Tuesday. I'm trying to think of my schedule here. So we'll be talking more about that. But I kind of quickly showed it to you because it hadn't gone up on the Minerva site yet. But I have been wearing this all spring, and it is such a fabulous pattern. It's such a cool pattern because there's a lot of things different about this. Now, I'm not standing with the mannequin right now because I can't put this on a mannequin because it's pants. Jumpsuits make that really, really hard. And I could just be standing there talking to you like this, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to put footage right here of me in in the jumpsuit, and then you can actually see it on a body, and then we can talk about the details because I want to show you some of the ins and outs of this. All right, so the pattern itself, it comes with two different sleeve options. It's a grown-on sleeve, so it has this little dolman grown-on sleeve, or it's got an option for you can add on a little bit longer sleeve on there as well, which I think would be kind of fun to make maybe in the fall. It's a wide leg cropped pant, and it is a true wrap. It's not just the surplus waist or surplus bodice that crosses over. It's an actual wrap, which really took my brain a minute to wrap around how that works on a jumpsuit. But this is put together so cleverly. So it's very simple to go together. It has very few pieces. The back it's got the back bodice that's cut with a seam down the middle, and then it's got the back pants, and then it's got the front pants, and it does have pockets, which are right here. Got pockets right there. And then it's got the two bodice pieces, but it's got the grown-on sleeve. And then it's got a piece for the bias that goes around, and then the ties. So maybe a little bit more pieces than I'm thinking, but they're all very, very simple. The bias, let me show you how this works. So the bias, it wraps. So it's a binding. It's a bias binding that wraps all the way around. And then it feeds down here. And then it goes down into the crotch, kind of like a placket. So if you've made the Rhapsody blouse, the crotch is finished off in a very similar way. So you bias bind the whole little like V point edge here, and then it gets folded over on itself, and then you, stay in frame. You fold the pieces together and then stitch it at an angle. And then I finish it off with serging, and it tells you how to do that. The instructions are fabulous. And then I just tucked my serging back in there. So that finishes off the crotch. So then when it's on, and you've got your, and I'm trying to remember now, I think, did I use their, yeah, I did. I even used their method for putting the hole in the side for the wrap. A lot of times I'll put a buttonhole there for the tie to pass through, like on my wrap dresses, but I did, it just goes into the seam, and I did follow their instructions because I thought they went really, really well. So when it pulls and it crosses over, you've got the bottom crosses over one way and the top crosses over the other, so that it looks kind of like the crotch extends, it kind of goes sideways a little bit, like a wrap pant kind of, I guess. Trousers. I think those are very popular like in the 60s. Anyway, I just think that it's a very smart construction. And I mean, I had mine on all day yesterday and wore it to church and all that. Now, the downside to this is you pretty much have to get naked to go to the bathroom, which can be a little off-putting. I was thinking about taking this with me to Italy, and I kind of thought, you know what, like if we're out sightseeing and in public restrooms like all day long, I feel like that's going to be a lot to have to be. And I'll be drinking a lot of water because anytime I travel, I try and drink tons and tons of water. That feels like a lot. But in the home setting, and I was doing a lot yesterday. I went to a soccer game, I went to church, all sorts of things. And I was fine, having to, just be aware that I'm, have to get pretty much undressed to go to the bathroom. But it worked really, really well. Okay, I just think that this is so flattering. So let's talk about the size that I made. So I picked my size based on my upper bust measurement, which is, my upper bust measurement ranges between 36 and 37 inches, depending on weight fluctuations. And the size 12 is for a 36.5-inch bust, and that's a full bust. But I did go down and look, and then it's for a waist of 29 and a hip of 39, which are a little smaller than my measurements. But the 14 was for a hip of 41, and my hip falls right at 40. Now my waist is larger, but I went down here and looked at the finished measurements, and the size 12 had a finished waist of 36. My waist is 34, so we were good, and a finished hip of 47, and my waist or my hips are 40, so I knew that that was going to be fine. And then it had a finished bust of 42 inches. Now, technically, that was for the size 12. Technically, So I decided to make the size 12. A 42 would fit me fine, but I wanted the blousey effect because that's what came with the pattern. So I went ahead and did I didn't do a full 2-inch or 4-inch full bust adjustment, which technically I would have needed to have done because that was for a 36.5-inch bust, and my bust is 40 or between 40 and 41, depending on weight fluctuations. But I wanted it to be blousey, but I didn't need to add that much. So I did just a 2-inch full bust adjustment. So I added 1 inch on each side, and I do have a video on how to do that on a dolman sleeve if you're interested, because it's a little different, but not much. You basically cut off the sleeve, do your full bust adjustment, and then reattach it. And you have like a little extra fabric that kind of is right here, like a little extra, because that bends in a little, which is fine. Now with the waist, there are tucks where the pattern fits into the bottoms. I just made my tucks a little deeper. So I just took up that extra 1 inch inside the tuck to keep the waist the same size because the waist was fine. I had plenty of room at the waist, and I continue to have plenty of room at the waist. So that's the only alteration I made. Now, a lot of times I will shorten the bodices on things 1 inch because I'm very short-waisted. I hesitate to do that on jumpsuits and overalls and that sort of thing though. That's come back to bite me before because you definitely don't want those to get too short. And my rise is pretty standard, even though I'm only 5'2". My height is from the waist down. In fact, my mother, who was like, at her prime height, was like 5'4", 5'5", and we're about the same from the waist down. But I'm only 5'2". I'm just very short in the torso. My mom has a normal torso. So anyway, that is kind of the difference. So I left the bodice alone. I have a little bit of extra blousiness. I probably could have taken a little bit out of the length of the blouse or out of the length of the bodice, but I think it's fine. This is supposed to be like a looser fitting top. So, I mean, the whole thing is supposed to be looser fitting. So I think it's fine, and I'm just going to leave that as is. And I don't think I would do anything else to the pattern. I like it as is. The fabric. This is a Minerva exclusive viscose challis. I love their viscose challis. In fact, I've ordered actually a few other of their substrates because I want to try them out for you guys. I have one of their linen viscose sitting in the other room, and I've ordered their viscose jersey. Very impressed with both of those. I've not sewn them up yet. I will show you guys later, but very impressed with those. I have messed around with their French terry. It is beautiful. I've not used the sweater knit, but they also now have a cotton sateen that is coming to me so that I can take a look at that. But I've just been very impressed so far with their exclusive fabrics that they have released, both in the prints as well as in the fabrics themselves. So this is one of their viscose challis. Again, it's just it's a weightier viscose challis or rayon challis, and it's not quite as shifty because it is, but it's not as shifty as a lot of rayon or viscose challis can be, which makes it a little bit easier to sew. I don't think it doesn't stretch out like a lot do, and I find that pretty good. Oh, I did shorten the legs by 1 inch. I did do that, which is something I typically have to do, or maybe I went more. Oh, I may have shortened it a little bit more at the hem. And to be honest, I feel like I could lose a little bit more at the hem. The viscose drapes over the course of the day. I think when I wash this, it will, come back up a little bit. But I may end up taking the hem up another inch just to make it more obvious that it's cropped. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll wear it a little bit. But I love this print. It makes me so happy. It's my dopamine clothing that I've just been wearing a ton lately. As you can see with my spring capsule, I've really gone whole hog with that. So very pleased with all that, and excited to wear this some more. So other fabrics that this would be good in. The pattern suggests woven medium weight fabrics like cotton and linen are ideal, but it says it'll also be made up well in heavier fabrics like drill and lightweight denim. Fabrics that have a draped quality like crepe, viscose, twill, or satin are also suitable. So obviously I used a viscose challis. I think this would be wonderful made up in a linen. I think it would be beautiful. I'm very tempted to do that. And like it said, you could do a lightweight denim. I wouldn't go too heavyweight. That would obviously make all the features stand out just a little bit more. But a lighter weight denim would be beautiful. a cotton lawn could be really cool. As long as it's not, it's pretty opaque. I think that would be really neat. You could do quilting cotton even if you wanted to. And one of my viewers did remind me, I promised to do a video at the end of last summer on some patterns that were suitable for some of the quilting cottons, and I do still have that planned. So that will be coming up in June, I think. So stay tuned for that. But I think you could do this in a quilting cotton. I think that would be really pretty. But yeah, I think my next version is probably going to be in a linen. I think that would be amazing and super comfortable to wear. So if you are looking for a quick project with a good stylish bang for your time, I think that this one is a great option. I've been very excited to share this one with you. It's just a great pattern. So again, the instructions were wonderfully done, and yeah, and the drafting was beautiful. So very impressed with Paper Theory. I would definitely make another one of their patterns. Okay. So there we have it. This was a little bit shorter video today. I hope that's okay, but I just wanted to talk to you about my new Zadie jumpsuit and maybe spur you on to make one of your own. Again, I'll have the fabric and the pattern link down below if you're interested. But yes, if you're looking for something fun and different to do this weekend, maybe something that shows you a few different techniques that maybe you've not done before, I think that this would be a great pattern for that. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. I hope that wherever you are, whether or not you have a holiday weekend this weekend or not, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you guys again on Tuesday. Have a good one, get some sewing in, and stay safe. Bye-bye.